IARMOR. Lots of little connectors here. This should be interesting. It's going to take me a few minutes to figure out which bolts go where. Okay, both running boards are assembled. It was actually a very simple process, much easier than I thought it would be. There's the two steps. I have one for each side. The only tools I used so far was a utility knife to unbox everything and unpackage everything. I have a 10mm socket with a 3/8 drive. I have a metric Allen head. I'm not sure what size this is. And a few brackets left. I'll show you what's left in the box here. So basically all I have left are bolts that go into the truck frame. Hopefully everything's there. And I have 6 brackets left. There's 3 for each side. And each one has a little sticker on it, tells you what side of the truck it goes on. It'll say passenger side or driver side. There's 2 there. These 2 are the only 2 that look a little different. This one is a driver side front mount. And this one is passenger front mount. Okay. So far it's been an easy build. 6 brackets left. 1 bag of bolts for the running boards and the frame. And this build will continue. We're going to take a little break here, and we'll be right back in a few minutes. It recommends to do the driver's side first. So I have 3 brackets here. Each bracket has a sticker on it. DFM is driver's front mount, driver center, and rear mount. Now hopefully the threaded plugs will come out of the frame and everything will screw together here. I always have that feeling that the holes will never line up, but when you buy the parts for your truck, it asks you what make and model you have. So far so good. Everything is lined up, and now we'll crawl underneath and start taking plastic plugs out, and hopefully all these brackets will fit on there. So we'll be right back. Okay, got my 3 brackets laid out. Driver's rear mount, driver's center mount, driver's front mount. Basically, you're looking at plugs in the frame. This is the center. The front mount, there's one here and one here. We'll camera a little bit so you can see me. Take our screwdriver here, a flathead screwdriver. Take all these plugs out. The hole underneath of this plug has threads on it, so everything should screw together fairly easy. Came out fairly easy. There's the plugs. Now we'll find the bolts and we will put our brackets on there. Stay tuned. Okay, now this bolt's a 13mm socket, and there's 2 bolts on each one. So each bracket underneath the truck calls for a lock washer, which is in the bag, and then there's a washer on top. So 2 of these for each bolt. And we'll screw some of these on and we'll be right back. Didn't even take me 2 minutes to put them on there. Here's my bracket. There's 1. And there's 2. There's 3. Very simple. I have to get an extension for my socket so I can get to these bolts a little easier. We'll be right back. Now we just have to figure out how to get the bolts to stay on their running boards and keep falling out. So they won't fall through there. I have them sitting in there. I'm going to put the, actually they do. If you turn them sideways, they will fall out. I think I'm going to put a little piece of these bolts are falling right through the brackets. I think I'm going to put some blue painter's tape on there and see if that'll help to keep the bolt from falling out in the grass. I do have a few extra bolts for there, but I anticipate this being very hard to get these bolts in those slots. So let's see what we can do here. I'm going to try some masking tape over this hole. And, it shouldn't harm the finish. Hopefully it'll keep my bolts from disappearing in the grass. I already dropped 4 of them. to took me about 4 hours to complete the build on the Tacoma with the IARMOR running boards. Each side roughly took about 2 hours, and they look really sharp on the truck. I'm glad I put the time and the effort to put these on. It's much easier to climb in and out of the truck now. I had some issues with the passenger side of the truck, and I'll show you what that was. Basically, this is the passenger side. So there's 3 brackets, there's one on each end. There's a bracket in the middle, and there's a bracket at that end. So on the passenger side, there's two different brackets. One says passenger front, the other says passenger middle, passenger back. But 2 of the brackets are exactly the same. The only one that's different is the one in the front. So the one in the middle and the back, you can interchange those. So the problem I ran into with this is the back end of the running board was high, the middle was flat, and this end was sticking up. So basically I had to put all my bolts on very loosely. The one in the middle I could tighten a little bit, and then I slowly tightened the ends down. It was off about 1/4 to 1/2 inch on both ends, and it pulled the running boards down completely flat, so now they're square. Maybe one of the brackets was off for a little bit, or maybe that side of my truck was not perfectly square. So that was one of the issues I had. The other issue I had were the bolts falling through the frame, but a roll of masking tape took care of that. I could put a piece over each hole, and that kept the little bolts in the slot, so I didn't have to look for them in the grass. I have added a few things on my truck since we got it. Most of this stuff came from Amazon. I put some mud flaps on there to protect my paint. These were fairly inexpensive and they went on very easy. So that was the first thing I put on, with the mud flaps. A lot of places where I go, there's gravel roads and the tires have a habit of picking up stones and chipping the paint. So the mud flaps went on first, and then I have camouflage seat covers that went on second. I have a habit of bringing everything outdoors inside to the truck, stuck to my clothes or my boots. So I have camo seat covers. They came from Cabela's. They were custom made for the truck. It took a few months for those to come in because they had to make them. They don't keep those in stock. So I have mud flaps, custom seat covers for the front. Now I have IARMOR running boards, and I have one more thing that I added to the truck. It's in the bed of the truck. Basically, I added these to the bottom of the truck bed because I wanted more tie downs, and this comes in very handy. These are U-bolts that came from Tractor Supply. I have very large washers and nuts on here, and then I have the same thing on the bottom. I have a washer and a nut on the bottom, and those are on the bottom with JB Weld so they won't shake loose. A lot of times I use that for tying my bike down, the mountain bike, where I use it for a ratchet strap when I have lumber in the back. Tacoma has a lot of tie downs in the bed, but it's never enough, and I'm not sure how strong they are. I have two tie downs on each side that look like this, and sometimes they can move, and then you do have one here. So there's one of these on each side, and in the back there's two on the back of the bed. There's two tie downs here, which you can ratchet strap stuff. But you definitely want an anchor point in the front, so you could attach another ratchet strap too. So those are the things I added to the truck. At the end of the year, I'm probably going to change up the tires too. The tires basically are street tires, and they do very poorly when you drive off-road through the mud and the snow. So in the fall, I'll probably put some Cooper all-terrain tires on here. I had them on quite a few of my trucks, and in my Jeeps they seem to work very well. Okay, that's it for this video. Thanks for coming along today. Thanks for watching PA Timber Ghost, and hopefully you enjoyed our build for the IARMOR running boards. As always, smash that subscribe button, hit the like button. It always helps the channel, and we'll see you on our next video. Thanks for watching PA Timber Ghost.